and welcome to Arizona Midday's Feasting on Phoenix. We're giving you a taste of the Valley. I'm your host, Vanessa Ramirez. Today we stop in a local Valley favorite and get a taste of African-inspired flavors. Plus, Steak 101, what you need to know about the different cuts of meats and where to go for a delicious dinner. We're also brewing up something special in Flagstaff, a road trip stop that's raising spirits one pint at a time. And let's get cheesy with the local shop showing us how to make a grazing board. We have all this and more, but first, we're heating things up with a local restaurant in downtown Phoenix. And if you're in search of a memorable dining experience and craving bold flavors, we have just the spot for you. Take a look. Lava is more than just a restaurant and a bar. It's a whole immersive experience where food, drinks, music, and culture come together to celebrate the connections between Africa and the diaspora. Let's go learn more. Joining us now is the owner of Latha, Evelia Davis. Okay, so tell us the story behind Latha and what inspired its creation.
Yeah, so Latha was really inspired by our travels throughout Africa, Caribbean, Brazil, and the southern U.S. Both my husband and I are from the South. I'm from Louisiana, he's from Tennessee. As we traveled, we realized there were so many connections between our upbringing and what we loved from a food, music standpoint and what we were experiencing. We are celebrating the best of who we are when you think about Africa and the diaspora. And the diaspora is really, obviously, Africa, the Caribbean, Brazil, and the southern U.S. And those are the places where the majority of people of African descent live. And they've influenced the food, the drink, the music. And so our team really takes those authentic flavors, those authentic experiences, and creates unique experiences here at Latha for people to come and celebrate, discover, and really make a connection.
So how does the restaurant's food and experience reflect that spirit that you just shared with us?
Our executive chef, Digby Shrediron, really takes the authentic flavors of Africa, Caribbean, Brazil, and the southern U.S. and creates these really amazing, unique dishes. They're not necessarily traditional, but they're very, very flavorful and really reflect the culture of Africa and the diaspora. And then when you come in and you feel the music and the beats, right, it's really reflective of the culture. And then we've got an amazing store that has product that's made by Black artisans from all over Africa and the diaspora, including some great local artisans as well.
Okay, so you mentioned music, so you have live music here too?
Yeah, so on Fridays and Saturday nights we have live music. Local musicians come and they really set the vibe. If you like to dance on the porch, feel free.
Okay.
And then on Sundays for brunch, we have a DJ as well.
Nice, yeah. Okay, so we have some music, we have shopping, and delicious food. I want to get a closer look at that food. Can we do that?
Yes, absolutely.
We are here now with Executive Chef Digby. This food looks amazing.
Thank you.
Okay, I know you just brought these dishes out from the kitchen, but before we talk about these dishes, can you tell me why you love creating here at Latha?
Of course. I mean, being part of the Phoenix landscape, the American traditions, coming from St. Croix, Puerto Rico, to me it's an opportunity to take my culture, my traditions, things I grew up with, and I get to share it here as part of American culture, right? And we also get to look into the books of Morocco and all these beautiful places that we've never been to.
Yeah.
And we get to celebrate these cultures, you know? So to me, it's just beautiful to be a part of it.
Okay, I can tell you're very passionate about it.
I am.
And so how do you keep the menu fresh?
I believe food should tell a story, but it should also be yummy, delicious, right?
Yes.
So it's kind of always trying to balance those lines, right?
Okay, so speaking of delicious, let's talk about all the dishes that you have in front of us.
Yeah. So this is our watermelon avocado salad. It has some kohlrabi, some beautiful adamitas. It's Puerto Rico, that means like little spider.
Okay.
So we took them and we just kind of dredged them in a little bit of cornstarch and we fry them with some bebede spice, a spice that came from the bebede tribe from like Tunisia, that came all the way up. So for me, this is just, it's a beautiful salad that tells a story.
Okay.
For here, we have the honey hot wings. And we recently started our sauce, where we've been bottling our little hot sauce lately, right?
Okay.
So the whole idea was honey is so Caribbean. So we took some mangoes and we made a beautiful hot sauce. And we finished it with granulated honey with some bebede and some fresh chili spices, some serranos, just to get a nice bite. And, you know, a nice lemon just to bring it back to the true, authentic bitty, right?
Yes, it smells so good. Oh my gosh. Okay, so how spicy is this one?
It can get up there a little bit, because for me, if you want a hot wing, I'm gonna give you a hot wing, right? So, but I would say the flavor is gonna come first. It's gonna be on the tongue, on the front.
Okay.
And because of the granulated honey, that's gonna get on your tongue first. So it's gonna give you that sweetness first.
Okay. Just make sure you remember that when you're coming in here and ordering the hot wings. Okay, and this dish?
So on this one right here, this is just an opportunity to tell a story about the diaspora. So you find things like jollof rice, right? Which is kind of the predecessor for a lot of the rice pilaus and the jambalayas, and rice really tells a story of us. We did a pineapple piri piri right here.
Okay.
And we we marinate it in some yogurt, and we use awazi.
Okay.
Awazi is a marinade that they make where basically if you took the embedded spices with like garlic and ginger and onions and all these things that we really love to enjoy, let's just put that in a spice blend and let's just marinate things with that.
Oh, okay. Well, I love it so much. Thank you for sharing these amazing dishes with us.
No, it's absolutely my pleasure.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm sure everyone watching is like, that food is delicious. It definitely has a fun vibe. So how can someone make a reservation for dinner here?
Yeah, so to make reservations, you can go on our website, lavaphx.com, and make a reservation. We have dinner Tuesday through Saturday, and then we have brunch on Sunday.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon and sharing all of that valuable information and your delicious food.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for coming.
And if you want to learn more, go ahead and visit the website there at the bottom of your screen. If you're craving something sweet, we've got the place for you. Honey Butter is a Black-owned bakery in Phoenix. From cookies to cakes and cupcakes and more, your sweet tooth is sure to be satisfied. The bakery is owned by a husband and wife duo who make everything from scratch and aim to make desserts that make you feel good and nostalgic. Jasmine Frank shared who her inspiration was behind the bakery.
My great-grandmother actually was phenomenal. She is probably the reason I even know how to bake anything. She had a cafe years and years ago in Los Angeles, and she was kind of like a church baker. So she made the pound cakes, peach cobblers, you name it, she made it, and it was so fantastic. So I just grew up eating amazing things, so it just kind of, led my journey.
Ready to give Honey Butter a try? The bakery is located at 12th Street in Highland, and they're only open certain days of the week, so make sure you check their website, honeybutter.com, for hours. Still to come on Arizona Middays Feasting on Phoenix, we're hopping in the car to check out a local brewery on Route 66. Plus, taste the world without leaving the valley, the restaurant you'll want to check out for coastal Italian flavors. And we're experiencing one of the top steakhouses in Phoenix. Welcome back to Arizona Middays Feasting on Phoenix. There's a new hotspot in Scottsdale that will transfer you straight to Italy without needing a passport. Elefante's executive chef, Phil Rubino, stopped by our studios and described what you can expect, and we chatted about one of my favorite dishes. Take a look.
Elefante is a coastal Italian restaurant. The first location was in Santa Monica. We brought it here to Scottsdale. You'll see really light coastal Italian food. I like to say we use more olive oil than butter.
Okay.
So definitely, easy eating food. Cocktails are super light and refreshing. Everything sort of just comes together.
Okay, so I've been there a few times, and you guys have this amazing eggplant dish. Tell us about that real quick.
The whipped eggplant is something that we're really kind of famous for.
Yeah.
It's really just eggplant cooked with garlic and then whipped until it's super light and airy. Has like the texture of like chocolate mousse.
Yes.
And we serve it with our sourdough pucha bread, which is just our 48-hour fermented pizza dough that we cook in a wood fire oven, and it puffs into like a big ball.
Yes, and then you break it open and it's
break it
warm,
open and
it's
it's
just
warm.
so delicious. If you guys go out there, you have to try that out. It's all over Instagram too. Okay, so let's talk about that. So I've been to Elefante, and then I've been to Bambino too. So it's right next door. So it's your cocktail lounge,
It's
right?
our cocktail lounge, yeah. Right now it's open Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 2 a.m. We have, it's more cocktail focused, but the food focus is smaller bites. We have the arancini that are out here. We do a tuna with a crispy potato.
Yum.
We have a burger, a lobster roll. We do these really cool rosemary ham and cheese melts, which are really good.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a fun place to be. There's disco ball dancers.
Yes, I was
on
going to say
Friday
that.
nights. Yeah, Fridays and Saturday nights. So it's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. So if you've seen people posting those disco ball dancers, it's at Bambino. So go check it out. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing all this new information, your new programming at Elefante.
Thank you.
All right, guys. And if you want to learn more, go ahead and visit that website there at the bottom of the screen and make some reservations. Now let's check out one of the top places to get a delicious steak right here in the Valley. Destry has more on that.
Here with more is Chef Tony. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Okay, the studio smells amazing, and that's why you guys are always busy. The thing is, of course, you guys are known for steak. Let's talk about what you brought in.
Well, we're known for our prime steak and our fresh seafood.
Okay.
And also our guests' experience. You know, we thrive on all of that for our guests to come back and see us. Let's talk about meat.
Yeah, what are the cuts right here that we're looking at?
So you're looking at the prime, our prime cut ribeye there. It's a bone-in 22 ounce, marbly. So when that's cooked to a perfect temp, you get all the flavor, tenderness, and juiciness out of that.
marble.
Next to that, you have our New York steak. Our New York steak is known as our prime New York. It's known for its tenderness, its texture, its flavor. Next to that one, you have a salt-out steak by all the dads that come to our restaurant. That is our butcher cut. This is a cap steak. It's not on the menu.
I don't think I've had that.
It's very extremely marbly. You don't even knife to cut it.
Really? Oh my gosh, I want to try that. And what's your other one?
This is our Wagyu Gold, New York. So you can see all the marbling in that. Once that gets to a mid-rare medium, all the flavor profile comes out of that.
Okay, you have some cooked ones here. What do you suggest for people at home when they're making steak? Like, what's your top tip?
You know, dads like to cook with wood, charcoal, gas, propane, whatever they want to, you know, cook with. They all have their special rub.
Okay.
And all the sauces they put on it. I go mid-rare and medium for that flavor. You want that flavor
You like
profile.
medium?
I like mid-rare.
Oh,
but we do
okay.
something special at Steak 44. We do a plus. So if you like a mid-rare, but you don't want that almost meal, we can do a mid-rare plus for you.
Mid-rare plus. All right, what about medium plus? No, would that be too much?
No.
Do you get offended when someone says well done?
No, we do not. We cater to our guests in any type of temperature they want it.
Yeah, you do. Well, this looks great. I know you're going to cut that up, but you also have sides that you brought in. Let's start here.
All right, sides matter. So let's start with the crab mac and cheese. You know, we have some of our delicious sauces. Yes.
Okay.
See that there?
Oh, crab mac and cheese. If mac and cheese wasn't already good enough.
So we have the creamiest mac and cheese. You got shells. Reason we use shells because it puts all the sauces together inside of it and all the flavor that comes together. We use some of the freshest seafood in the valley coming in.
So you just put it right on top?
It goes right on top of there, and we're not shy about the amount we put on here.
You have shrimp in there,
We have shrimp in there, we have crab in there. We have all the flavors you possibly can imagine when it comes to food coming out of our kitchen.
All right, that looks really good. That's a meal.
It's all shareable.
All right, now I want to get to these sides because I don't want to run out of time. But of course, Brussels sprouts, you got to have Brussels sprouts.
You know,
right?
Brussels are one of the staple, which Dad loves.
And what do you got on there? Some chicken stock, you said?
Little deglazer on there.
And you have the bacon in there, too.
We have the bacon in there, which is one of the best parts. So we have smoked Ladar bacon in there.
So that looks amazing.
Profiles.
And while we put that up, I want to show, hold on, I want everyone to get a good look at this because this looks so amazing. Oh my goodness, doesn't that look great? Okay, and look at this, you guys, this bacon, you have the hanging bacon you're known for. It's the thickest bacon I've ever seen.
It is, it's delicious. You have a little bit of togarashi on there, truffle honey for a little bit of that kick flavor. So you got the little tiny bit of spiciness plus the sweetness of the honey. All comes together with that smoky flavor of the bacon.
And what's this before we go?
That's a maroni potato. So that is layers and layers of cheesy goodness and potatoes, caramelized onions.
I love it. And I know you guys, I mean, Steak 44 is so special. When you walk in, you can just tell. I mean, you really make the guest experience stand out.
Exactly. That's what we're known for. Our great guest experience and also our favorite food in the valley.
And where are you guys at?
We're at 44th Street in Camelback.
All right. Steak 44, everyone. And of course, they also own Dominic's, Ocean 44, and Durant's too. Learn more at steak44.com.
Coming up on Arizona Middays Feasting on Phoenix, we're hitting historic Route 66 to check out a refreshing pit stop in Flagstaff. And later, unbelievable cheeses, we're making a grazing board with a local shop that specializes in artisan cheeses. We'll be right back. Now we're hopping in the car and taking a short trip on Arizona Middays Feasting on Phoenix. We're hitting the road on historic Route 66 to find cooler weather and the perfect place to grab a brew in Flagstaff. Destry has more.
We're here now with Dylan Prater, who's going to tell us all about it. And you guys are so successful. What is the secret?
Oh my gosh. I would have to say that we really, our number one value of our company is radical hospitality. And I think we try to approach that value kind of in pretty much everything that we do. We know all of our beer is brewed for our guests and for anybody who wants to come and enjoy our product. And so we really listen to our consumers and want to know what they're excited to drink. So I think that's kind of the main inspiration behind all of our beers.
You have such variety. You're known, of course, for Tower Station. Everybody knows that everywhere, but you have a lot of different brews too. What did you bring right here?
So all of these brews in our little 5-ounce taster glasses were brewed out of our downtown brew house right behind us by our head brewer, Greg. And as many people, as you said, know us for Tower Station and hoppy beers, we try to always provide a little bit of variety and diversity. So kind of go in an order of flavor intensity. We've got a Czech Pilsner to start out with.
Okay.
In the middle, we've got a Prickly Pear Wheat Ale. And then for the hop heads, we've got our Liquid Labs Imperial IPA.
And I told you I'm a wheat fan, so you think I should try
I think you should try the Prickly Pear.
But you also have like an orange flavor, a mango.
Yeah. So that kind of came, we started with our...
That's so good. So good. Okay.
We took our successes and how much we loved Tower Station and said, well, we can create a little different versions of it, but trying to stick to, you know, that main hop profile that everybody enjoys at Tower Station. So we do the Roadside Grove Tower Station. That's kind of a blood orange variation of it.
Yum.
Oh yeah. And then we have the Turbo Tower Station, which those looking for a little extra fuel in there. It's an Imperial IPA brewed with mango. So it's a nice sweet beer, but you don't really get hit in the face with that 9%.
One thing I love is your collabs. Like, these are so neat. This one, of course, Tips Up, you can find at, where else? Snowball.
Yeah. So I think that's part of one of the most fun things in the brewing industry is those collabs and bringing other guests into the brewing process, letting them be a part of the story and creating something together. And so we've been wanting to do this, I think, for a long time. And now our goal for next year is really to make sure that we do a big enough batch and work with them to get it down in the valley and get it elsewhere in the state, so it's not just having to travel Flagstaff to enjoy a limited release like
Exactly. But you can find it all here, which is great. But that's not all. You also serve some really delicious food. You're known right here for your tots.
Yes, the tot. So our sidecar grill is operated by Satchmo's Barbecue. And the type of menu that we came up with was kind of a South by Southwest style cuisine. So tots are a great beer filler right there. And this is our barbecue tachos. So this is actually our tater tots topped with our chili, barbecue sauce, pickled red onions, crema, as well as some candied jalapenos in there. So this is one of our fan favorites right there for sure.
I love it. But you also do tacos?
We do street tacos. So those are our blackened fish tacos, probably our most popular item on the menu. So as we've grown the past few years, our menu concepts have kind of changed. But the one thing that stayed constant with all that are the fish tacos. We have not changed those one bit.
Okay, it's very delicious. And the best part is you guys kind of, a fun fact, are right by Route 66.
Yeah. So Route 66 used to run right here where Mike's Pike is. This is the original alignment of the 1926 alignment of Route 66. And this building, the Milan building, was a commercial laundry factory from the 20s until about the 90s. So if you look around, you can find all the scars and marks from all the laundry use over the years.
And everyone, you can learn more. All you have to do is go to the websites on your screen. Cheers.
Cheers.
Up next, we're checking out a one-stop shop for cheese when Arizona Midday's Feasting on Phoenix comes back. Welcome back to Arizona Midday's Feasting on Phoenix. Who doesn't love a good cheese? From elegant created boards to homemade grilled cheese sandwiches, its unique qualities deserve a whole day to be honored. We discovered the Valley only has one cut-to-order cheese shop, so we knew we had to invite Jenny Zink, owner of Shade Cheese, into our kitchen. Take a look. Tell us a little bit more about your shop.
Our shop is Phoenix's very own or only dedicated cut-to-order cheese shop.
Wow.
Only.
Okay.
Yes, we specialize in American artisan cheese, and you can come in and get as much or as little as you want. You can taste cheese. It's a whole experience.
Okay, so since it's the only shop focused on cheese, how's that going for you here in the Valley?
It's great. It's wonderful. People love it. They're coming from all over the valley to taste cheese.
Wow, okay, that's exciting. Okay, real quick, I know you said it's a longer story, but how did you start this in the first place?
Yeah, my background is food photography. And during the pandemic, I lost my job. And so I started taking cheese classes online because everything was online.
Yeah.
And I just always loved cheese. But Phoenix didn't have a cheese shop. And we were like, well, maybe there's a little opportunity for us here. And you know, what any normal person would do, start a business.
Right. Okay, so that's awesome. And now you guys are doing really well all these years later, so that's good. Okay, so let's get back to National Cheese Day. Why should we celebrate this holiday?
Well, obviously, we want to celebrate cheese because we love cheese, but everybody loves cheese. Even people who can't digest cheese loves cheese.
I know. And then they're sad, but now there's new options.
There's lots of options for that, and we even carry some of those. But for cheese, we think that it's a comfort food. It's a food that people use to celebrate. It can be an appetizer, it can be dessert, it can be anything. So we really love just sharing cheese and think it's worth celebrating.
Yeah, I agree with you on there. So how can we celebrate National Cheese Day?
So we think the best way to celebrate cheese is a grazing board.
Okay.
So we like to call them grazing boards because we put everything on it. It's not just a charcuterie board, and charcuterie, by the way, means meat. Cured meat. So Instagram ruined that word for us, but we like grazing board, and we think that you can use that as an opportunity to celebrate cheese because you can do it by yourself or you can do it with lots of people.
Right. That sounds like a lot of fun. I want to do it with you.
I love that.
Okay,
I'm
so let's do it right now.
We're gonna get our hands dirty unless you need gloves, but we like to have 7 different things that go into a grazing board.
Okay.
Right. So we're gonna choose cheese, and we're gonna choose different kinds of cheese. So I chose a fresh goat's milk cheese.
Okay.
And you're really just plopping it on a board. That doesn't have to be fancy. We call it rustic.
Oh, I like that.
When
rustic.
you're just putting things on a board. So you have a soft cheese, right?
Okay. Soft cheese.
I love blue cheese. Not everybody loves blue cheese, but we want to add a blue cheese. I'll touch it so you don't get stinky.
I can smell it right here.
Right.
That's
and this is a really wonderful cow's milk blue cheese, goat's milk.
Okay.
And then a cow's milk cheddar.
Cheddar
And you can just put that on there. Again, rustic. We just
And any
crumble it
area?
up. Anywhere you want.
Okay, we'll just do it in this corner here.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's keeping it balanced. So if you're
I'm
going to do
gonna
those
taste this one.
7 different types of things on your board, you've got cheese, and then we have meat. This is optional, obviously, but we love doing a little bit of meat on our board because it adds even more texture. We're just going to throw that on there.
Yeah, because we're grazing this board, right?
Exactly. And then you're going to do a dip or a spread. So I chose a little sour cherry because I think it's going to blend perfectly with all of this.
How cute.
Isn't it adorable?
Yes, okay.
And then you're going to have a fruit, like we would do a fruit and vegetable here. I chose a dried fruit. And then this is like a little passion fruit.
Passion fruit.
Yeah, little nuggets of fruits.
I like it. Okay.
Then you want a crunch. So that could be your pretzels and nuts. And we're going to just put those on there.
Okay.
Anywhere you
Right
want.
here.
Yeah.
Just a little more right there.
And then your next thing is going to be something pickled. So you want the acidity to kind of cut that richness of the cheese.
Okay.
So we're going to do olives on this.
Okay.
Again, anywhere. This is your single board. This is for you just to enjoy at home. Who cares what it looks like?
Yeah, and who cares? You're just enjoying it all together. And then I see some chocolate here.
Chocolate. Always chocolate or something sweet. So I did ube pretzels here, but here we have a local chocolate that's from Prescott, and it is a goat milk chocolate.
A goat milk chocolate. Okay.
And you can just break it up.
Look at this. So if someone is like, oh, I don't have time to make a board, you guys offer boards, right?
We do offer boards. Yeah, this is a really beautiful chocolate. We do offer these boards, and we have snack plates that you can just order up online, and you can do it yourself or let us do it.
Okay, and where are you guys located?
32nd and Shea.
Perfect.
Shea Cheese.
Shea Cheese, 32nd and Shea. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. And if you want to learn more, go ahead and visit that website there on your screen. Well, that's all the time we have for today. We hope you've enjoyed getting a taste of the Valley with us. Thank you for joining us, and don't forget, if you want to learn more or see anything that was on the show today, head to 12news.com/Arizona Midday. We'll see you next time on Feasting on Phoenix.
Promotional consideration of portions of today's Arizona Midday is provided by the following sponsors: